Hello everyone, this is our third and final tutorial and going to be in regards to shapes in Photoshop. And the shape that we want to create is actually a wave for our surfing banner. So I'm going to go ahead and actually do that, and the first thing I'm going to do to make this as simple as possible is to create a rectangle tool or use a rectangle tool to create a rectangle shape in here. And yellow is too strong a color, so what I can do is I can either click on this or this, but I'm gonna go ahead and click on this one right here and probably change the color to blue. In this case I actually want to use probably a slightly lighter colored blue. Okay. The important concept in here is to actually understand how you can manipulate the shapes or the default shapes that Photoshop has given you. So in this case, I'm gonna go ahead and actually manipulate the shape using the direct selection tool. So when I click on my object, actually you have to click kind of at the edge of the object, and you'll notice that you have a four corners in here. You can only see that if you click almost at the edge of the object. So in this case, I can go ahead and actually change the way the path of this rectangle is. It's not really a rectangle anymore. It's a unique shape now that you can go ahead and modify. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and actually add an anchor point. And the anchor point, if you notice, has 2 points in here, right? And this two points allows me to go ahead and actually modify the path of this wave in here. Now I can add as many anchor points as I want, but we'll go ahead and stick with just probably 1 or 2. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually stick with this one right here. Alright, so that's our wave effect in Photoshop, and I'm gonna go ahead and actually give it that name, wave. Now, one thing that's unfortunate that we've done is actually we've created our wave to be on top of this text in here. So in order to see that text, you can just put it down just right underneath that, or put it really below so that it's the most furthest back layer in our canvas. But what I want to do is I actually want to create this into kind of transparent, so it looks like that text is underwater. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it this way. And in this case, I probably want to change my blue to something darker now. You know what, I'm not too happy with that, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it back to 100%. Bring this down to the back, and to make this look like it's under the water, I'm gonna change the opacity of this one instead. Alright, so that make it look like it's under the water itself, and to make that more visible, I'm gonna go ahead and create a filter on this shape. So in order to create a filter, you go ahead and click on filter. Now you have to make sure that you have your layer highlighted. Go to filter, and then go to filter gallery. It's gonna ask you to rasterize the object. I don't really know what that means, but you just go ahead and click OK on that. And I'm gonna do is create a smudge kind of effect. Now I'm not sure if you can actually see this on the video, but you'll notice that when I move this around, it creates kind of like almost like a smudge kind of look to it. So I can probably do it this way. So now I have this smudge effect, and the cool thing about this is that you can actually create different filters on top of another. So I can go ahead and set up another filter, And let's see, textures, probably not what we want. That's not what we want. Okay, let's see. Maybe this ocean ripple would be good for it. But let's take a look at some other ones that they have in here. There you go. I think that looks better. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and make this even more opaque. Alright, so there you go. There's our simple wave shape. Just as an added extra, I can go ahead and show you guys how to create a different color for your drop shadow. I'm gonna make this color yellow to stick with the pattern that we used in here. And in here, instead of using the global light, which is going from top to the bottom in this angle, I'm gonna go ahead and actually go the opposite way. Change back the global light to that. And then for this one, I'm gonna go ahead and actually change my shadow from bottom to top. I can go ahead and change the width of my shadow if I wanted to. How high it is. It's almost kind of like cheating because it looks like I'm actually creating another layer in there, but it's not really another layer. We can do it that way. And then in here, probably the better idea is actually make this transparent and then make my surfing kind of like just right in there. So there you go. Simple shapes, simple text manipulations in Photoshop. Hopefully this should be enough to get you guys started and get you interested in doing some sort of graphical work. If you do plan to buy Photoshop, I would suggest getting it from Adobe, from Academic Superstore, and you can just pretty much verify that you're a student, and instead of paying for Photoshop or the CS4 collection close to being $2,000 or more, you could just pay $300 because you're a student. In any case, this is all I have for now. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and hope you guys have fun with Photoshop.